kid in the 80s.
What's up, allies, and welcome back. It's Jim. Larry is mysterious by his absence. Unfortunately, Larry is doing the horrible day job today, but I'm coming back to you because we wanted to get this review out as quickly as possible. I have a lot of people clamoring for it, so I wanted to get right to it. As you can see, if you've been watching and you watched our previous episode regarding our live feed, you know that we were talking about the trend stickers and the new release. Well, they've arrived. Obviously, they're here on the table, and I wanted to come to you and give you a review and just kind of an overview of what to expect if you're going to go ahead and make these purchases. So this all started, I made the order, and I believe it was approximately 5 to 6 days at absolute most until these arrived at my doorstep. I'm very thrilled with how quickly I got them. I really wasn't expecting them to arrive so quickly. And when they did arrive, they were packaged very, very well. It was a nice box. They had everything in there very safely. It was packed well. You didn't have to worry about your product being destroyed at all. Everything came through just fine. And the smell coming from the box when I opened it, it was really like getting hit in the face with nostalgia. These things have a lot of scent, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about the differences between the old and the new, and what to expect if you decide to buy these. So this is what I got. I got basically everything that they decided to release with this first wave. And I do say first wave because even though they haven't given us actual evidence of more to come, I don't think there's any way around it. I think we are going to get more, and I think they have every plan for more. And I will point these things out to sort of give it away as we move along here. What I got was 24 packs, different scents. There's 2 sheets per pack. And if you decide to get it as a full set, there is if you go to Trend's site, there's a button where you can just get it all, and it's at a discounted rate versus buying each individual item. But normally the packs are $3.99 a piece, and I forget what these little books are. I think that I can't remember their price on these. I'll have to look it up and put a little graphic on the screen to say. But overall, if you just buy it as a set, it's $100. And what it comes with is all those stickers and both of the new albums that have come out. So, and it also comes with these. These are kind of cute. These are a little checklists, if you will, and what they have on them. I'm going to put this up here so we can get a close-up of it a little bit. What you can see is that they have these black and white images of the stickers that are, of course, the same size as the sticker. And what you can do then, of course, is peel the stickers off and place them in their spot as you get them as a way of keeping record that you have them. And down near the bottom, and this is the part that's interesting, down near the bottom is one of those clues that there's going to be more. You'll notice these mystery ones down here, which I find to be very interesting. I don't know if this means that there's more of the scents coming out, or the fact that there's question marks. Is there going to be a set of them that they release where they don't tell us the scents? Not sure what this really means. It could be any number of things. It'll be interesting to watch. But they actually use 2 pages to have all 24 cents on. I kind of wish they would have been back to back, or they would have been on one card, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. It's one of those little teeny tiny nitpicks, and I'm certainly not docking them any points or anything for that. It's really, really cool that they even included this. This, of course, wasn't even listed as coming with it, so it's a nice little throw-in for you, and I think it's actually really, really nice. Let's talk about the books for a minute. There are 2 collector's books that come, and if you are an old school collector and you collected these things in the 80s, you know that what you often did was you had these albums where you would put the stickers inside of it. And these are, in terms of construction, identical to the original ones in the 80s. Even though they're new and there's new images and they're nothing from the past, for the most part, we'll get to that in a second, they are the same material. So that means that you'll be able to stick the stickers on there and then remove them if you were to move them or to trade or something like that, which is what these pages, why they're so slick and why they were like that, was to do that. But what I was not expecting is when I took this out of the box, this type of paper that does this has its own unusual scent. It's mild, but it's there. And as soon as that hit me, that memory, that nostalgia hit me. They say that there's no none of our senses are connected to memory the way the olfactory sense is, and it's very, very true. As soon as that scent hit me, I remembered all these albums and what they meant for me back then. Now, this one is a completely new album. It's all in good pun, sticker collector album, jokes that really stink. Each page basically is themed, where it's a talent show and shows one of the characters doing their thing, and there's a joke associated with it that's on the pages. One of the things I found interesting about this, and I'm not going to show the pages because I wanted people to have that opportunity to see that on their own, but the thing that caught me was it's the Stinkyville talent show that's going on in this book. And that's interesting to me because there never was a world associated with these characters before, and now there is. So I don't know what that means or what that could mean long term in terms of what they're going to do with the characters, if they're going to have more personalities or whatever. But there's a lot they could do with that, and I think it would be very, very interesting. So we'll see what comes of it. This one, on the other hand, this one's different. And the reason this one's different is if you were watching the live show or the one that we put onto YouTube as a result of it, you noticed that I had a huge binder sitting here that was one of the old collector's albums, and it has a version of this image on the front that wraps around the spine and then onto the back. They took a portion of that image to create the cover for this one, and what it's got is it has the front and the spine, and just part of the back is on this front image here. The rest of the back is missing. And when I saw this cover, what I was hoping for is that they would have continued this onto the back. They did not. But, hold on just a minute. They didn't continue this onto the back, and I kind of get why, because that image probably would have come to about right there, and they wouldn't have, what did they do with the rest of the back? So I get the fact that they put a different back on it. But once I had decided that I opened this up, and again, I'm not going to show what's in here. I'll let you experience it on your own, but what I am going to do is tell you a little bit about it. What is in here can be called nothing more than a love affair with their collector. Because what they did was, this parade continues the entire way through the book and has new images of some of the other sticker characters in various poses and so forth in the parade. These are images that did not exist back in the day with this cover. They are totally new images. Whoever did this and whoever came up with this idea, this is really, really fan service, and it was such a good idea. I love this album. If you're an old school collector and you're looking to get into this and you don't want to buy everything and you have to pick one of the two albums, I suggest you pick this one for sure because of the images in it. I really, really think they did just a tremendous job with this, and I love this one. I absolutely love it. That also, by the way, before I move on, is another indication that they're going to do more of these, because the characters that are in here are not just the characters that are displayed here. There's some of the other ones that are not out yet. So I have a sense that there's a lot more to come here. And we're going to see it down the line, I'm sure. So let's talk about the stickers themselves. They come packaged like this. And most people have seen this already. They've displayed these very, very well. I'll put this up here. This is of course, the image of the stickers. The back looks like that. And they did a very, very, very nice job. One of the first things that they did to make sure that you did not have any problem whatsoever with people trying to make these out to be the old stickers is they have, and I'm going to try and see if this picks it up. If you look where the trademark is, you will see that there is a star right beside that. And it's easy, it's pointed out here in the back, you can see it. This is to make sure that nobody can try and list these as original ones from back in the 80s. That said, there are a couple of other things that could give you an indication as to whether or not these are the original ones, and I want to talk about that now. I've also ordered some extra ones so I could open these, and I wanted to demonstrate that if you have one of the original sheets, you'll notice that this sheet of the new ones is just slightly longer than the original ones in order to have the description at the top that did not exist on the original ones. And so that is another way to tell. The sheets are actually longer at the top and just longer altogether than the original ones. You can see here that as I stand this here, the new sheet is just as tall as the entire thing, which is basically a sheet with a backer in it. So that sheet is in fact bigger, and it's very easy to tell the difference. The other thing that's interesting to note is you'll notice the ones that have colored backgrounds, there's actually an overprint on this. And the overprint is very easy to see because you can see the colors touch each other, right? Which is, on the original ones, they didn't do that. And the reason they didn't on the original ones is because the original stickers, and it didn't matter if it was glossy or the original matte stickers. This is a glossy sheet here. But it just had, and you know what, let me take this out so I can show you what I'm talking about. It just has the stickers and the sheet itself. In other words, the sticky back paper that would have been in these areas in between the stickers has been removed, so that it's just the backer paper in between the stickers themselves. On the new ones, that paper has been left. So that's another way to tell them apart. Now, don't get me wrong, somebody still could try to pull a fast one on you, and I'll show you what I mean, because you can, in fact, remove that sticky back paper, and now you have a sheet that looks virtually identical to the original ones. And if you had a paper cutter, you easily could cut that down to size and again try to pass that off as original. And in that case, the only thing that would tell you the difference really would be the star that's on the trend. So if you're looking at full sheets, be very, very cautious, because someone could still try and pass that off quickly to somebody who didn't know what they were looking for. So be mindful of that. Let's talk about the stickers themselves for a minute, because there are some things to talk about. One of the things that I was concerned about was, you know, it's been 40 plus years since a lot of these stickers were released. And over the years, they've changed the manner in which scratch and sniff is created. They have, scents have changed, and so on and so forth. And my question was, are these going to be identical to the originals, or are they still going to smell and have the best smell possible? What were we going to get was really my question. And initially, when I opened the box, I was somewhat taken aback, because the smell that hit me was not a smell I recognized, but it was sort of this mix of all the different smells together. And my heart sank initially, because I thought, I don't recognize that scent. I don't know that these are going to smell right or whatever. And the scent that was really hitting me straight out of the box was this one. It was the ham scent. And then I opened the package of the ham. I actually got 2 of the hams so that I could open one. And let me tell you, first of all, just smelling this. Now, it's had a day out. It's had an almost 24-hour period where it's out of the package. And the scent on top has somewhat, well, it's still there and it's still strong. If you scratch it, it's very, very strong and it hits you. These things are very heavily scented. They smell fantastic. They are a matte finish. By my estimation, the matte finish is, how do I say this? It's like the originals, but an improvement. And you can tell that the process has changed in a little bit over the years. if you look at the original ones, and this is going to be very hard to see on here, the experts are going to know what I'm talking about. If you look at an original one, there's an almost, yes, it's a matte finish, but there's almost a texture to it that you can identify, where it shows you that there's some type of chemical that is on this. And it's very present. You can see it in a lot of images if you look online or what have you. On these, that's not present. It's just a nice matte finish, and it is almost impossible to tell that there's anything on top of that sticker, such as a microencapsulation process or whatever. My suspicions are that's just because of the way things have changed over the years. In terms of the way they do this, I'm sure the machines have become better. I'm sure they're, just a better product and all that sort of thing. But it does make a difference, and they look fantastic. And the smell of this thing, I have to tell you, I've gone through, and now that I've looked at all the other ones, let me tell you that the scent on these guys, you can smell it through the package. For the most part, you can smell these. There's a couple that, because they were close to another scent that was really dominant, the outside package still kind of smells like, one of the other ones or something like that. But for all intents and purposes, as I was going through here and sniffing the package, I was getting what was in the package. The strongest scent by far is the ham. I will tell you, it dominates. It dominates the smells. And it is dead on to a nice, well-cooked spiral cut ham. It is, the scent on this thing is amazing. It's not the original. It's better. It's actually a better scent than the original. Let's talk about one of the other ones. Let's talk about spaghetti. Oh my God. This is, I'm going to open this actually on camera. Again, I bought 2 of the ham and of the spaghetti so that I had a couple to open for review purposes. And let me just, oh my God, that smells, okay, first of all, this was one of my favorites as a kid, for sure, in terms of the scent and everything else. This looks fabulous. The smell on this, it's not the original scent. It's better. And I'm telling you, if I scratch this and put it under your nose, and I had a way of somehow having like a warm steam coming up at the same time, and you were catching the steam and the scent, you would swear that I'm holding a plate of spaghetti under your nose. I'm telling you, it is that dead on. These are really, really good, guys. They really did a wonderful job with these. It's really, sometimes when you look at something like this and you think don't change it, don't touch it, don't do anything. In any way these things have changed, it's been an improvement. It really, really, really is. I am so incredibly psyched with these things. Now, if, by the way, you intend to open them, a little suggestion for you. This is how I store open sheets in these plastic things that are meant for different types of cards and so forth. I'm not sure if the camera picks this up. I'll set this here. There's sort of almost like a bluish hue to this or whatever, this plastic. That's because it blocks all UV rays, keeping these things very safe. These things are great, and you can get them in all different sizes, whether you have individual stickers in there or half sheets or full sheets or whatever. They make a size that will accommodate it. I highly recommend these. And that's what I intend to do, is when I open them, is put them in there. I had kept this second sheet out so that I could take that off, so I could demonstrate to you that you can make it look very, very similar to the original ones. And I'm probably going to use this second sheet that I took that off of to, stick a ham someplace or do something like that. I might use it on the collector sheets there. I'm not sure yet, or put it in one of the books. Pardon the banging. And there we go. I'm going to put that in there to keep that safe, so that's all protected and so forth. And I have another one at home that I'll have to pull out for the spaghetti ones. But that smells amazing. There are a couple of them that I have to tell you that smell really, really dead on with their original scents. And the one that really sticks out to me is the old shoe that dead on. It's the original one. It's the original scent, and the chocolate ice cream cone is definitely there. The popcorn is insanely close, and anywhere else the scent is either dead on or it is better than the original one. Honest to God, I think the apple is improved. If you want to know the truth, I think the apple is very much improved. It just smells so much better than the original one did. All in all, I got to tell you guys, I'm really, really excited about this. I think I have to give this a huge thumbs up from me. I think that if you are even remotely interested in collecting stickers, now's the time to start. Again, if you've got individual stickers or 4 sheets or below, these little things for like baseball cards or whatever, again, they'll collect it. I have some of the the versions, and as you can see, like here's the taco, the original taco versus the new one. I mean, they're dead on. There's no difference whatsoever. You can absolutely see that these things are they've replicated it perfectly. And this one I can't smell through the cellophane. I'm going to have to open this one up immediately and find out. But nevertheless, they've done really a fantastic job with keeping with what you loved as a kid, and I'm really, really satisfied with everything that's here. And here's an example of matte versus this is original glossy version of the spaghetti. I think it looks way better than that. So there you go. Again, to see some differences and so on and so forth. One other thing I want to mention, and I'm mentioning this because nobody else has in any of the reviews. Hang on while I get my phone out here. If you open these packages, there's something written here. And what it says is, "Thank you. We hope you enjoy these sensational stickers. We'd love to hear from you. Post a review, share the joy, and help other sticker collectors." And then it has 5 little stars there, and underneath it says, what sticker and scent is your favorite? What's your fondest sticker memory? And what other stickers are you excited about collecting? It then has QR codes for Trend's Google, I would assume Google, Facebook, Trend's site, and how to email Trend directly. And then it says, join the craze, collect and trade all of the stinky stickers. And then underneath it says, hey, check this out, cool. And it has another QR code along with just the actual website link for it. And it says it has a secret code here written that says activates soon. Now, I don't know what that's going to mean, but I have a feeling we're going to find out. But what I am going to do, even though the code's not active yet, I am going to go ahead and see about accessing this QR code and see what it brings up. "1980s rediscovered." Okay, so I actually have seen this page. It has a few of the stickers that have been animated, and has the that one cover at the top. It has the little video and all about this. That's kind of cool. It has a bit of a review there from some folks. How do you purchase it? And it says to hold on to those secret codes. By the way, I won't have to put that on there. The books are $7.99. I just, now that I'm here and I'm scrolling, it has it there. Okay, so that's the secret codes thing is listed there, but it doesn't say what it's going to be for. So, and I will tell you that when you look at this, actually, now that I've opened 2 of them, oh no, that's interesting. So I've opened 2 packs, and it's 2 different codes. So the codes are definitely going to mean something. I don't know what. So if you intend to have a set that you open, keep these backer cards, because you're going to want those codes for, I don't know what, but it's there and it's going to be in there. So I am super excited about this. I hope more comes out. Trend asks some very interesting questions here. What sticker and scent is your favorite? We talked about that in the previous video for me. Another one I neglected to mention in that one is the Band-Aid one. I love the Band-Aid one. I don't know why. There's just something about that as a kid. I loved it. What's your fondest sticker memory? That's a very good question and a great way to close this out. For me, and I mentioned it in the previous video, if you watched it, for me, what these all represent is my grandmother, and the fact that most of the ones I have, sitting here over here, that were original to me, she bought me. And as soon as I opened this pack and I saw these and I had these in my hand, everything that was going through my mind was her buying them for me and what it meant to me, and how the smell reminds me of them and reminds me of her. And it's just a wonderful thing to have that kind of memory. She's been gone for many, 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 many years. She died far too young, but I feel like her memory lives on as long as I keep collecting these, and that's one of the reasons I still do. So I'd like to thank Trend for allowing that memory to continue by producing these. It means a lot to me, and I know there are a lot of collectors out there that, because they started collecting between the ages of 5 and 8 usually is when we discovered these things in kindergarten or whatever back then. It's such a poignant point in our lives and a meaningful point in our lives as our brains were forming. These things mean a lot to us, and there's a lot of emotion connected to them. So thank you for doing this. And what other stickers are you excited about collecting? I'm excited about collecting them all, and I really hope that you guys go even further and bring back the rewards and the other albums. I can tell you from the other collectors, we would love to see the 3-ring binders come back, and the collector's sets and the posters and all of the other things that you guys did before. We'd love to see them today. And it's very obvious to me that from looking at the albums and the way this release has been handled with a lot of love and care, it tells me that you guys are really putting a lot of effort into this, Trend, and I really, really appreciate you doing so. I have to tell you, I collect a lot of things, and I'm with a lot of different groups and a lot of different things, different toys and companies and so on and so forth, and I have to say, in terms of a retro line being rolled out, I think the rollout for these has been the most smooth and one of the nicest I've seen of any company, of any type of collectible in a long, long time. This went so smooth from when it was announced to when it hit the street to how it was delivered. I've heard absolutely zero complaints from everyone. Everyone is thrilled with this. Trend, you have done a fantastic job, and we love you, and we thank you so much. And one of the things to point out to Trend, and to everyone out there, if you like this video content, if you enjoyed the previous video, if you enjoy this one, watch some of our other things. We go to different stores and highlight them and so on and so forth. They're in the collector's world. You know what, Trend? We'd love to come to you. 80's Allies would love to get on a plane, would love to fly to you, and would love to highlight your company and talk about the history of sticker collecting and your role in it and everything else. So if you see this video, by all means, reach out to the Allies right here. Reach out to Larry, reach out to myself, and we will be more than happy to talk with you about coming out there and having a good time and bringing the cameras with us. So for Larry, who could not be here today, but I'm sure he's here in spirit, this is Jim. I hope you really enjoyed this. This is a 2 thumbs up for me. By all means, if you're interested, get to Trend and collect these. There'll be a screen that gives you a link to show you where to go to buy them. And we will be back with you